All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Blackbird News, where everything is connected. How y'all feeling? Got a nice big hum. Got a nice big hum going here. Maybe it's a little less now. I don't know. What's going on, people? And welcome. All right, we're live on Rockfin Callin and on YouTube. If anybody's listening at Callin, at the Callin app, I would really like it if you didn't make me hit a button to make my room public. Like, that should just be the default, and making your room private, because I don't know who wants to. I mean, I'm sure people do private rooms, but most people do podcasts for people to listen to the public. So public should be the default. Private should be the button. If I forget to, once in a while I forget to hit the make my room public. Why do I need to make my room public? It's a podcasting app for people to listen to publicly. Just don't make that, or don't even make that an option, or make it a later option or something. I don't know, whatever. Now I'm just not making sense. Make it an option. Just make it the secondary option, not the default option. There's my little gripes about Callin. What's going on, Rockfin people? How you doing? I need more comments and likes on Rockfin. Come on, y'all. Come on. I feel like there's just slightly less hum now. Let's see. Let's see. Human Love Solidarity has both quotes from Tate and Greta. I've played Andrew Tate clips on my show before. He has some valid things to say. It's, it's not. That's the funny thing, is that, all the all the truther types, and I'm a truther type, but I'm not all the truther types. All the truther types, just categorically rank on Greta Thunberg, right? They categorically slap her down. And, if they actually listen to the things that she said, they might go, well, right? They might have a more nuanced approach, and then there are people that do the same from the other side about Andrew Tate. Again, the polarized positions, the the people that just live in their, and even the truthers who say, well, I don't have any sides. I'm not in a camp. Yes, you are. You're totally in a camp. If you're just like Greta Thunberg, you're in a camp. So get out of your camp. Greta Thunberg has valid things to say. So does Andrew Tate. They also have, maybe things about them that can raise an eyebrow. Andrew Tate is a consumerist, capitalist. I don't know what else you want to call it. he's kind of a moron in that sense that he think, oh, I've got so many cars and I have all this money and look how I'm just partying and I have private jets, bro. Whoa. You are so awesome. Wow. Dude, you are so cool. I'm speaking out against the man, but I have all the trappings of the man. I'm trying to get all the things and have all the things and have all the things and have all the things like everybody else. But I'm so anti. Really? Okay. Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more about how anti you are when you just suck on the capitalist penis all day long. Give me more. I want more. I want more capitalism. I want all the things and the things and the things and the things, and I can't get enough things. I'm so different. I'm just so different from everybody. No, actually, you're just another moron like everybody else who occasionally has some cool things to say. Anyways, aren't we all? Aren't we all just morons who occasionally have cool things to say? Anyways, it was kind of funny. I'll talk about it. I'm going to talk about it since it was in my. It was kind of funny though. Andrew Tate. I don't know why Andrew Tate actually added Greta Thunberg. Like, was this provoked? Maybe I should have looked at the thread. Right. He added Greta Thunberg. I don't know. Just randomly? Was he trying to? He was just trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's backstory to this, and I'm sorry if I don't know that there's backstory to this. But I just saw this, and I was like, "Why did you at Greta Thunberg?" Hi, Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a quad turbo. Blah. I am a meathead. Whatever. This is just the start. My two Ferrari. He has two Ferraris. Wow. Anyways. Just, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. It's like if this is like your standpoint in life about like how many cool cars you have and all the stuff you have, like if that's your calling card in life, let me tell you, it doesn't look good. You look like a dork. You just look like a jerk. But, whatever. Some people still get off on that stuff. And he added Greta Thunberg as if like, look, see, I'm going to, please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. And she says, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. Weak. Weak. She actually, he walked right into that one. And everybody was just like, that was dumb. Because now you look stupid. Anyways. Was he debating? Was he debating her? I don't know. Was recently on Just Early and was Just Pearly Things channel podcast. Okay. I don't know. As if there's backstory to this, I missed it. What did he have something to say before? Did she say something about him? I don't know. Is this, was there something more to this ridiculously unimportant soap opera? I don't know. It was funny though. It's just funny. She got in there. She got in there. Uppercut. Body blow. And he tried. He tried to come back with "How dare you?" But it was like, nah, nah. That was a whoops. That was a whoops. You just don't, I don't know, whatever. You want to talk about the elites and how they're horrible and how they're doing the things to people, but you're trying to hype how much you're trying to copy the elite lifestyle, and it just looks stupid. Whatever. It's something to talk about in these days and times, right? Oops, sorry. Just messing up everything here. Whoops. It's it's just a funny distraction. The reality is just a collage of, I don't know what, beliefs, ideals, um, science to support your particular standpoint of whatever it is you're. Andrew Tate has only two helipads. Yeah, I know. Whatever. Yeah, I thought Andrew Tate was kind of cool, and then I saw an interview of him talking about how he has a private jet and all these cars and all this. I was like, God dang it, you are a moron. You are a class A moron. You may have cool things to say about the people in power, but you are a moron. Anyways, meanwhile, from Greta Thunberg News, microplastics are in your food, your poop, even your blood. I think everybody can agree that this is bad news for the planet, right? All the people. Microplastics are in everything. Glyphosate is in everything. Pollution is, mucking up the planet. It's bad. I think everybody can agree to that. But somehow it's only a particular group of people's fault. Or something, something, something. We want to blame it on somebody else so that we can continue to buy all the cars and do the private jets and have all the things and burn all the oil, right? It's way easier if it's someone else's fault, or it's HARP, or it's, you know, geoengineering or something. If only they'd stop doing these things, then we could be free to have all the things we want, do all the things all the time. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Anyways. They're in your food, your poop, even your blood. Microplastics. Microplastics. It's what's for dinner. Really? Are you all going to make me? I can't read this article? Bye. The San Antonio Express? Yeah. All right. Well, have a good time. I don't need the article. I don't need it. Well, I mean, we the headline pretty much says it all, so I don't really need to read it. Uh, we have microplastics everywhere. Yes, and some of us are a little less indulgent, Andre. Yes, some of us are more indulgent, some of us less. But consider that we all need certain things to live, and some of us feel the need uh, to I don't know what the word is. I can't think of it now. Some of us feel the need to absolutely, hoard all of the things that we need to live. Just hoard them all. while others understand that, you know, you can only have so much. You can't take it with you. Obsolete optics. Remember the 12-foot ladder? Yes, I know. I did get that obsolete optics, but it doesn't really work, or it never worked for anything. I kept trying to use it, and for whatever reason, it never worked out for me. So I stopped using it. If they have evolved into working better, I would like to use it. And I think having depth as a human being, involves seeing the effects that you have on others and on the planet. Right? If you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna destroy everything and just burn it all down, and I don't care, then you lack some depth in your humanity. Your humanity only goes so far if that's your attitude. Climate change. 50% of the ski slopes in France are closed. Oh, who was it? Was it Fantomas that was telling me that there's no snow in Maine? When there should be lots and lots and lots of snow. There's no snow in France either, in the Alps. It's winter. But apparently there's no climate change. Or HARP is doing this. Somebody's doing this to us. It's not happening. It's someone else's fault. It's over here. It's over there. It's not my fault. I have no responsibility in this. There's nothing I've done. And maybe there isn't anything somebody's done intentionally or, but I think we can feel the collective culpability. Oh, it works for smaller papers? Huh. Yeah, I tried to use it, my friend, and it worked like one time. It worked like once. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll see if it works now. Is it 12 foot? Maybe it'll work this time. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Here we go. I have found it. Let's see. Excuse me. Hey. Look at that. It worked out. Thanks, man. Would you like a nice slice of credit card with dinner tonight? A recent study indicates that may be on the menu. According to researchers from Australia's University of Newcastle, humans ingest on average between zero point 0.1 and 5 grams of plastic each week, or up to the weight of a credit card. The plastic you're unknowingly chowing down on is in the form of microplastics, tiny particles created when larger plastic items, water bottles, food storage bags, packaging, and the like, shed or break down when exposed to the elements. I just had a thought. I'm going to interrupt the reading of this for a thought. Listen, I can tell you how collective this responsibility is, because I know plenty of people who are not rich, not elites, not car hoarding, maniacs, egomaniacs, or I know plenty of just like regular old folks. They don't give a bleep about the planet. Like they're just like whatever. throw the recycling wherever. Just and I know I'm making a judgment, but I'm not making a judgment. I'm just pointing something out, right? I'm pointing out how little just average people honestly care about what their own impact on the planet. It's just people don't care. People don't care. Only there are certain I don't know percentage of the people that are like I really care about this. I'm really trying to do something different here and lessen my impact on the planet. But just regular well-meaning just regular folks, not bad people, not crazy people. They just don't. They're like whatever. It's just so. It's not those people. Oh, if only the rich people, the bad people would stop doing the thing. No, actually, it's like kind of, there are a lot of people, just regular ass people who are just, I'm just going to get in my car and my, Ford F-150 and go drive to the Taco Bell and just go to the Walmart and get the thing and, get a big cart of water and bottles. I need some bottled water. There's yeah. They do not give an F. Like so many people do not give an F about anything that's happening to the planet. They are unconscious as all get out. It's pretty collective. Yes, G. Demarest, true. Rich people just have the potential to do more destruction solo, right? They just are doing it on a massive level, right? They're just timesing it. But I can tell you, there are plenty of people that are super unconscious, and if they had a boatload of money, they'd do exactly the same thing. They'd be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy a couple of cars and maybe a boat and maybe another house, and maybe I'll do it, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe, some 4x4s and some, just like, whatever. We are unconscious as a species. We're fairly unconscious. There are many of us who are very unconscious or pretty much unconscious. What's up, Phantoms? How you doing?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I was having lunch today, and on the radio, they were playing a rerun of the "Is Capitalism a Blessing" with Professor Wolf and Catherine Ward from Reason Magazine and John Mackey. I don't know if you've heard any of those clips. I'm sure you've heard a little bit of it when Richard Wolf was talking to directly to the Whole Foods CEO about the reality of what capitalism is.
Right.
And I don't know. It seems like whenever we get in a discussion of it, it's just like a giant gaslighting-a-thon because there is no visible winner outcome where it comes to arguing this invisible force that you can't immediately dissuade someone from not being a fan of it. So we spend hours and hours talking about, or someone will spend hours and hours talking about capitalism, but it's just constantly this cycle of devout religious behavior.
It's a cycle of devout religious?
Capitalism is. I mean, in terms of, because of what we're dealing with, on this fact that you can tell them, well, this is what's happening in the world. And then they'll say, yes, but we're still better off. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
What you say to people,
Right. Definitely. Well, maybe it's a cult of, the cult of progress, maybe? Or maybe
It's the
misplaced
it's
understanding
the cult
of
of progress.
the call. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I know what you. I think I know what you're saying. But yeah, it's like the insistence
Well,
that
it reminds me also. Sorry to cut you off. It reminds me also of like what would happen in the crypto space. People would say it's for the betterment of man. It's for the betterment of man, and then you have those Patrick Bateman types who just take up all the oxygen and say,
yeah
"But you can get wealthy from it," and then it just turns off a
yeah
lot of people because it's like, oh, that's what this is about.
yeah. I mean, you know, I think everyone knows I am a fan of crypto, but there's a lot of that mentality in crypto. There's a lot of just uh, get rich and own. There's a phrase in crypto called "when Lambo," which means when are we all going to get rich and own a Lambo? Like that's the mentality, right? Not of everybody that's in crypto, but for a large number of people that are in crypto is just get rich or die trying. And but there's a transformative element in it, but that gets lost
Mm.
in the crypto bro kind of culture, right?
Well,
So.
well, I think one of the transformative elements is not so much that it's a success or a failure or anything like that. It builds a community and a new way of thinking of distribution
Mm-hmm.
of of uh, of business and transactions for charity and all of that.
Sure.
And again, it's this constant signal to noise ratio that we keep experiencing, and it's just
Right.
that the media is just so much louder than anyone can possibly fathom these days. It's really really impossible to have a conversation be on equal footing.
Right. Right. Yeah. You know.
Because
Keep. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
if you look at Friedman and you look at when they talk about Friedman and when they talk about whatever example they give, they never do that where it concerns like the stock markets or where they'll have somebody who's a free market predator or something like that who's completely into this wealth at any costs. It's always just finding the scapegoat of the new system.
Right. Right. Yeah, and I think that that's also at the heart of the they're trying to make it our fault thing because everybody is trying to a lot of people are in survival mode or just trying to make it or just trying to get by, right, have enough so that they don't have to work all the time or stress about money or right. We're all in the system and we're all just trying to negotiate or navigate the system. And so I feel like there are a lot of people who are offended by the idea that, the people who are struggling are somehow responsible for something bad, right? Or whatever. They're all kind of in it, but like, I don't know. There's something also at the heart of how we operate, which is, one of it's almost like survival mode, right? Like just Andrew Tate is an example of somebody who's kind of in survival mode, but it's like cancerous, right? I'm struggling. I've come from a place where maybe I'm struggling, or I'm trying to I'm trying to make it. I'm successful, but once you make it, once you're successful, oh, you got to just keep on going. You can never turn it off. You
Yeah.
got to have all the things all the time. You never, you can't get to a place where you're like, all right, I'm good. I don't need a Lambo. I don't need a Bugatti. I don't need a private jet. I've got some money stacked in the bank, and maybe I could do some things with my life. Like help people or something, right? I don't know.
Or as Tate says, Bugatti.
Bugatti.
That's what he says.
Right.
He says
Bugatti.
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 Because he says it in that Canadian way.
Yeah.
One thing about Andrew Tate that I wanted to mention, which I think a lot of people should understand, is the fact that when he perfected the system of the perfect con, which is what he did was it was basically funnel marketing 101, where you sign up for his system of Hustle University. I don't know if people know about this, But
I
then
don't.
you go to like a private chat room and they teach you how to post these videos on TikTok, Instagram. They even show you how to make them to promote Andrew Tate, and then you get like a affiliate commission. That's how he
Wow.
built. So if people, how did he get to be so big so fast? He just did it psychotically better than anyone else has
Wow.
ever done it before on
That's
turns
kind
the
of that's
internet.
kind of evil
So
genius there. Yeah.
I know, and here's the other thing that I want people to understand is that when people kept talking about him, it was like the Trump effect. You kept on selling his affiliates. His affiliates kept going. The whole thing was a shock campaign. So he knew what he had to say. If you look at his videos earlier on, there's a video on YouTube that talks about this. He did not have any impact what he was talking about. He changed his whole approach. So
Mm.
what I'm saying is he understood the internet better than anyone, where it came across on how to just accelerate so fast as soon as he saw the algorithm where it concerned shock and what you had to say to get people's attention and to build your audience.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
I guess you can say that's like a Trump for the internet or something like that. But basically, that's the new model for everything, where it concerns building a
So
controversial
it
type
truly
of
is a grift.
market.
It's a grift, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people like to
of
throw
course,
around the term
yes.
grifter, for people, it's like, oh, you're a grifter, when, to people who are actually trying to tell the truth. But some people actually are grifters. Some people actually are
I
grifters.
mean,
Some people actually do use popular memes and themes to gain
well,
a
you know
little
what's
traction on the internet and then turn that into something.
well, you know what's funny? It's the same thing with Trump. It's like when if you were to go back in a time machine early on, and you say you talk about Trump and you say, oh, hold on a minute, why are you talking about this guy if you don't like him so much? You get that kind of crickets approach. Well, because they're trained, they're indoctrinated. So many people are indoctrinated to talk about what they dislike and what they hate, and they'll go on and on and on about it. There's
Mhm.
a science to it, Kevin. You know it as well as I did. What's happening?
Right. Well, Trump is good for business. Even the Trump
Yeah.
even Trump hate is good for business, right? So we're all playing into it, or a lot of people are playing into it by continuing the. They're trying to get him back. They're actually trying to bring him back as a headline driver of headlines. He's good for business. They don't want him to go away,
Well,
right? So, and it would be actually better for everybody if as you said, people just stopped talking about him and just dropped it, right? If he became not very popular,
I
right?
mean,
Even the Trump
it's the
hate.
same effect that we have with the same effect we have with the Kardashians, where we talk about Megan and Megan and the royal family. I mean, it's
Mm,
just on and on and on. We just replace it with another figure that there's nothing there. It's vapid talk, and that's part of the problem. Also, what we face, there's so much vapid talk in this world that it's almost impossible to get a lot of things organized and accomplished
right.
in a certain matter. And I think that's the other problem that we're facing. And and people are wondering, like, well, why are we here in the first place? Well, that's one of the reasons I would say we leveraged entertainment so high, almost more higher than food and oxygen.
Right.
I mean, if you really think about it, in terms of the gossip TV and magazines, that's our junk food. Even if you're eating healthy, if you're consuming that at a high rate, you're eating junk food.
Right. Well, how can we leverage good ideas? I don't know. Maybe we could do something in the same way.
I
Or
mean, you just gotta. I think. I think to end this on an optimistic note is that I think people make the mistake where they say what I say and what I do doesn't matter. Where I would say to those people, I would say you can't really weigh resonance, if that makes sense. You don't know what you're going to say or what you're going to do and how that's going to have an impact on the world. So to me, that's why when you look at the ripple effect, when you put a pebble in the water and the resonance of it, it's the same thing. If you go big, that's cool. But if you decide not to go big and you do something small, that's cool as all. I guess what I'm saying is as long as you do something in
well,
your day to day life,
And
Yeah,
authentic is very valuable, right? You know, and that's why
yeah,
it's depressing when people who were formerly seen as authentic, like let's say Bernie Sanders, turn out to be, not the heroes or not the leaders that people thought they were, right? They turn around to be, on some levels, inauthentic, and so authentic is extremely valuable, but it sucks when people use that authenticity as a lever or leverage to leverage their popularity or whatever, or leverage themselves into something, and then they drop the authenticity because they got the prize or whatever, they got the notoriety,
right.
they got the you know and that sucks too, because it makes authenticity seem, well, are you really authentic? Oh, you're playing it being authentic. Oh, you're just pantomiming authenticity. Oh, oh, authentic. Oh, wow. Oh, it's like rappers. Like rappers, there was a period in rap where where rappers were trying to say like deep shit and bring forth like social awareness, like ideas, right? And that actually quickly became, and we could, people could debate whether that was by design or not, whether that was, a conspiracy or not, and some people say it is. But there was quickly, right after that, NWA and all these, like the gangster rap thing became a thing, and being a
Hmm.
rapper who was trying to say something became like, you know, it became not a calling card, not a thing you could use to gain popularity. It actually became, a detriment, right? Oh, you're one of those peace and love rappers. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. You know? And it's never really come back. It's never actually been a thing that, you know, like the hard cold personality rapper has always been reign supreme since that time, you know, and not the rapper who was trying to raise consciousness. And that's an interesting thing, right? And that's also
Right.
true for so many other things.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because I wanted to talk about before I go the thing of where it concerns. I know you're into the music and performance world. I just wanted to get your opinion on. I was reading an article about how performances have changed since the pandemic, and one of the things they say is that you have to sell tickets at an alarmingly faster rate than ever before,
Mm.
because people are so nervous of that venue canceling. And I just wanted to
Oh,
get your
I
take
don't
on
know
that.
anything. I don't know anything about that. Because I
Mm.
personally am not really performing much right now, and I kind of stopped performing about 5 years ago, kind of when I started this channel.
Oh,
Right around when I started this channel, I stopped performing as like a career choice. Um, that doesn't mean I won't do it again, but I just am not out hustling gigs or anything. Um,
well, I have a feeling that an AI version of you is going to be performing in the metaverse. So,
yeah.
just
Oh, yeah. I, I'm a little frightened of that. I'm very
have
frightened of
I, Kevin Sandler.
it. Yeah.
It's like AEV.
Well,
Yeah.
well, it's interesting though. I mean, that sounds like
Yeah.
that could be a thing, because although I see lots of artists out touring, and it seems like live music is bigger than ever, right? Because people are happy to get out of their house and go do things and look at people and watch live music. But like, if you notice, the movie industry is not the same at all. Like the movie industry is. Um,
You know
they've
you
really
know what's
mostly
crazy?
gone online, right? And it's just movies and theaters is just a weird thing these days. It's ultra expensive, and it's really hard to find quality movies to watch. Uh, and most of the movie
Yeah.
theaters around where I live have closed. Even like the art house movie theaters, and yeah,
Wow.
there's only like 2 movie theaters around that are close to me, and there used to be like 5 or 6, and yeah, they're all like going away. It's weird. It's a weird thing. So maybe, I don't know if music is going to go the same way. It doesn't seem like it is. It seems like live music is It's back, baby. All right.
Yeah, it does seem like that. I think. Yeah, yeah. I'll catch up with you later.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted to get to another. Somebody left a comment in the tip on Rockfin. I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I did get a tip on Rockfin. Thank you from Stop Having Kids. Says, have you heard, and also unknown callers. Hey, go away, unknown caller. Please. Stop having kids. Have you heard of a restaurant for elites and celebrities in LA called Cannibal Club, a cannibalism restaurant? There's an article by Snopes that says it's fake, but that's just Snopes. Someone told me this place is totally real, and as of now, I believe it. There's a website for the place. Any thoughts? I wouldn't I don't know. I haven't heard of it myself, although I think maybe maybe I have heard of it in the other talk of elite people doing weird things. I don't know. Is there a website for this place? Let's look it up. There's a Wikipedia entry for the Cannibal Club. Fact check. Cannibal Club restaurant in LA is fake. However, there is a website called cannibalclub.org. Oh, you know what? I think I have seen this. But what the heck? Is this really real? I mean, it's a pretty simple website. So I guess there's a website, and you can. Is this a? I don't know. Is this a like a honeypot? I wonder. Are they trying to get people to go like, I want to come to the Cannibal Club, and they're like, and then policemen show up at your door? Is that what that's about? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we hear all kinds of things about elites and celebrities that I think are probably right more true than fake. Remember oh god, what is his name? Remember the Oscars? What's it? Ricky Gervais. Remember when Ricky Gervais was like talking about Hollywood, all the Hollywood people, and their predilections for certain things, right? And it was very uncomfortable, and they were like looking around. They were like, "Shut up, man!" And he was totally going on. That was very interesting. Again, on the level of like, who is a conspiracy theorist? Like everybody's a conspiracy theorist because on some level, some of these stories, like everyone knows it's true. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, totally. Right? You scratch a normie, scratch a like, oh no way, scratch a pearl clutching normie, and you'll find a conspiracy theorist in there somewhere, right? Somebody believes that something is going on. Yes, yes, Heidi, open secrets. Yeah, there are things. There are the things that people absolutely know are happening, and nobody would really dispute you on it, but they just don't really want to talk about it. But everybody understands, kind of like JFK. Like nobody believes JFK was killed by a lone gunman. Like nobody believes that. I don't know anybody who's like, totally, no way. Like I think everybody I know, everybody I could possibly ever know and talk to would go like, yeah, that looked kind of weird. Like it's true. Okay, I'm going to take this call from Heidi. What's up?
Oh, I was just going to ask. I see that you're covering some Twitter, what you call it. Did and I heard just recently they released some kind of documents on the JFK thing
Yeah.
that actually did CIA to Lee Harvey Oswald. So, I
Hmm.
mean, is that another conspiracy theory, quote unquote conspiracy theory, proven true? And like, are there any left that haven't been, excluding, by the way, flat Earth? Because as far as everyone I know, we consider it a psyop, and also QAnon. It's as far as I always thought it was a LARP, live
Oh
action
yeah.
role play.
Sure.
So yeah. So excluding those two, are there any left hanging that haven't been proven true that you can think of?
Oh, I mean, I don't. You know, the moon one. I'm kind of like half and half on the moon. Right? Did we
Oh yeah,
land on the moon?
good
Like,
point.
I mean, some people are like, no way, but I'm like, I'm. Well, I mean, I kind of I don't know if we necessarily did, but I'm still there's hasn't been anything to actually solidly go, yes, this this is actually I don't know. There's a lot of theories and debates around it, and I would probably lean in the direction of we didn't land on the moon, but I'm still not sure, but it doesn't look very plausible, at least in the time frame that we did it. Um, but still, there are some things that some things that I some theories out there that I have suspicions about, but I'm not all the way one way or the other, but whatever.
Well, like what besides the moon landing? Can you give more examples?
Oh, mm, I mean that's one that comes to mind immediately. So I don't know the extent to I like HARP, HARP and
Oh
weather
yeah.
weather manipulation. Like I know, and there has been admissions by governments. This is factual. Like this is not. I'm not. It's not a conspiracy theory that governments are actually trying to manipulate the weather on some levels, right? Saudi Arabia and those governments in the Middle East are manipulating the weather to get more rainfall, right? Volkswagen was manipulating the weather in Mexico to get to for it to make less hail. China is openly manipulating the weather to control the rainfall. Right, right. We have admissions by the governments around the world, like, oh yeah, we're definitely doing this. So you have to know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious that something is going on. I just don't know the extent to which it is. So there are a lot of theories about how much is being controlled and how much can be controlled by particular entities and or uh, uh, technologies, right? And who knows? Oh, here's another one. Oh, I guess another theory would be like we already live in space. Like there's already
Oh.
like off-world colonies. Like in my mind, there's a part of my mind that's like, okay, I could see that. But is there, that and aliens? Like, sure, I could believe that either of those things are true. But I personally seen concrete evidence that make me go, "Yep, that's totally happening." Like, not really, no. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, those are good examples. You're right. I mean, there are things that they haven't been proven false or true, and people, you just have to like, you end up getting kind of a sense that if they're denying it in a certain way, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like that it seems like the whole thing with MK Ultra, Manchurian Candidate, geoengineering, and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Well, and I don't know what your stance is, but the whole COVID thing is a prime example. Like they don't like what
Careful,
Jeffrey
we're
Sachs
careful.
said.
We're on YouTube.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
but
I'm just
also
saying. I got you. I got you. I know what you're saying.
okay,
Yep. No,
yeah.
Jeffrey Sachs actually, is a fairly well-known public figure and fairly like a mainstream guy, and
Hmm.
and I think he
Yeah.
actually signed on to some of the COVID
Well,
policy
his
things.
statement
Right.
was, "This is not going to get you in trouble."
Okay.
His statement, I'll just quote a little bit of it, is he basically said that we're not getting the truth because
Hmm.
they may not know, but they're not saying that we don't know. So
Right.
that's what his point was, and I
Yeah.
won't go further.
Yeah. And then,
Right.
and then there's I'm just citing other sources and factual sources that are citing other sources, right? Factual sources, but there's a lot of evidence that there was gain of function research done, right, by
Yes.
various
yes.
entities, and so like you can deny that and you can say no way, but like there's so many sources for that it was actually going on, right? And it isn't very well. It's not a very well hidden secret that was going on. So,
Right.
and when that's going on,
Yeah, well-
and then you have the confluence of events happening as they happened, you got to go, well, okay, sure, all this is coincidence. Okay, sure, okay,
Yes.
maybe.
Well,
I don't
and
know.
exactly why we get the limited hangout type testimony of Victoria Newland talking about the biolabs in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like, and she kept calling them the Ukrainians.
The cranions.
Remember that?
Yes, she did.
Yes,
That
the
was funny.
Ukrainians. Yes, she was making them like almost seem like they're the aliens.
Yeah, right. The
So-
Ukrainians from the planet Ukrainion.
yeah, that was just so weird and creepy.
And they did.
But yeah,
they did admit that there were facilities there.
Yes.
That's a government official admission.
Yes.
That's not
And what-
I'm not saying I don't know anything about the labs in Ukraine. I have no personal knowledge of these. So how do I know?
Exactly.
But I'm just going by
But
what
that's-
she said.
But that's what I'm saying is they hang out this little tidbit and they basically make it seem like it's been examined, it's been investigated, we got it under control, you don't need to worry about it, you don't need to ask any more questions.
Right.
That's the kind of thing that they pull, and
Sure.
then everybody just goes back to sleep. Yeah.
And it's very easy, right? Like if something falls out of the news cycle for more than a couple of weeks, it's already it's a long time ago.
I know this day and age is so weird that way.
Yeah. I mean, I was just looking back through my links, my articles that I was reading for my show, like even a month ago, and I was like, whoa, remember when that was happening? And it's already long gone. That those stories are dead and buried, like nobody really cares. Well, thank you, Heidi, for the call. I'm gonna have to wrap up the show pretty soon. It's already at the end of the hour.
All right, thanks for
Appreciate
taking my
it.
question.
Yeah.
All right.
We covered so many things that I had no intention of covering, but that's cool. Choir boy, they had to admit it. Putin was about to confiscate them. Yes, yes. Let's see. Denver says it's about to be the LARPer of the Year award. Yeah. I mean, I'm open to any idea about, and there are some things that I have actually definite opinions on, and a lot of those things are things that people don't really want to talk about openly, or you can't talk about on certain platforms because they'll be like, well, that may or may not be true, but we don't want you talking about it, right? Like the Twitter files said, admitted that people were censored for talking about true information that was actually released by, it was like government information. Like, here, we're telling you that this is true, but you couldn't even say that on social media. So what are you being censored for? You're not being censored for fake news or misinformation. You're being censored for, saying things that they don't want you to say, whether they're true or not. So and YouTube also does the same. So there's that. There is that. Joseph Wood, yes, I want to talk openly. I the problem is, there's people out there that might say things that you disagree with or that you find offensive. However, if you agree with censoring those people, the next person that's going to be censored is you, because surely, eventually, you will fall into the category of going against the official narrative, right? You don't want to be one of those people. Some of the chat comments are hilarious. You can always get on Callin and call. I have the same like 3 people call me on Callin all the time. But people that are in the chats on YouTube or Rockfin or wherever, feel free to jump on the Callin app and call me. I'd like to hear some of your thoughts. I understand. Maybe you don't want your voice on the show, but that's cool. What's your, I don't even know what you're trying to say. Lone Wanderer, you're talking about the moon? I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. You think we did, or you think we didn't, or you think that's a silly idea? I'm not really sure of your stance by your comments. Yeah, no, I personally, I don't really know. It seems plausible either way, but probably less plausible in the way that we've been told. All right. That about does it for me. Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. Appreciate you hanging out with me every day on the Rockfins, the YouTubes, and the call-ins. And thank you for everyone that has tipped. Oh, I forgot to check my coffees. Please don't let me not check my coffees. I did not get any coffees yet today, but that's a good way to support the show. Buymeacoffee.com at Black Bear News. Is that true? They put a mirror on the moon. You can shoot a laser at the moon and it will reflect off the mirror. Really? I didn't know that. That's news to me. Heidi says, I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are told you so. That's a good one. That's good. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. The regular hour of 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. And until next time, peace.